Okay. I'm in pain. Whew. What are you doing up? Burning the midnight oil. I'm in pain. I'm in pain. Pain, 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 pain. Whew. I'm in pain, man. The pain is real. Oh, cool. Nothing wrong with that. Building a new website. Whew. Trust me, I understand what Ogle is saying. I don't remember pain like this in the night with my other surgeries. The pain seemed to be more steady. But it's just something about in the night, this pain in my shoulder is like, whew. I woke up about 12:30. I've been up since like 12:30. I don't even know what time it is right now. I've just been in pain. Now it's 2 o'clock, still in pain. I took pain pills, but I tell you, it's like I refuse to take that oxycodone. So that's a choice. But I tell you, this night pain is real, real, real. Real, real, real. Why are my messages disappearing? I'm trying the horizontal mode, but I noticed that the messages, I was told to use ice. This is ice. I forget at what point you should use heat, but I was told to use ice, so I'm using ice. I usually use heat down the road. I mean, I'm comfortable now, but I'm still in pain though. Definitely still in pain. Yes, ma'am. I said, let me go live and see who's out here awake. What country is awake? You building the website for yourself or for work? Oh, ain't nothing wrong with that. Iced coffee and a vision. Okay, nothing wrong with that. Okay, so somebody was asking me about building a website. So you do that? I need to send them your way then. Somebody was just talking to me about building a website. Ooh, excuse me. Who was that telling me they wanted to build a website? Somebody was just telling me about that. Someone I know around here. Illuminati. I'm in pain, bro. Bro, you can't find your glasses. That can always be a problem. That's why I keep my glasses right by my head. Because I don't like waking up and not seeing. Or you don't like building the websites. But there's so many those website building websites. Website building websites. They're out there. I've seen quite a few where I guess you just kind of plug in what you want and they just kind of do it all for you. They do it all for you in the background. Whew. But yeah, what you doing up, Killuminati? Talking about what I'm doing up. What are you doing up? What are you doing up? Is the question. I have legal pain rights. I have legal pain rights. That's why I'm up. Whew. I can do this. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I can do it. I don't have a choice right now. I got to do it. Don't have a choice. Don't have a choice. Can you tell that I'm in horizontal mode? Or your device is still just telling you the same thing you always see? Because I realize now I can actually go live in horizontal mode. I don't know if it's a good thing or a bad thing, so I'm checking it out. I think it's my second time. One day I was driving and I accidentally went live in horizontal mode. I wasn't really trying to. Then I realized, like, oh, I actually can, because before I couldn't go live in horizontal mode. Now I can. Ooh. So Just Jazzy is up with the vision. And Killuminati, what are you up doing? Eating? Mm, I can do it. I can do it. Oh, okay. Horizontal mode stops you from sliding up and down to look at other. Good. That's interesting. I didn't know that. Thank you for letting me know that. So that means you actually have to exit to swipe up and down and leave me. So now I know. Okie dokie. That's actually not a bad thing. Who wants to be limited, right? So maybe that is a bad thing for those people that like to swipe up and down and come back around. But you can always watch it on your TV, because I watch YouTube on the TV sometime here. It's just that you get that vertical, slender in the middle of the screen format, which can be annoying. But yeah, just trying to see the bells and whistles of being monetized. Because prior to monetization, you can't. At least I couldn't. I couldn't do, especially I couldn't do vertical. I couldn't do horizontal on my phone. Yeah, but anyway, just peeking in the building. Ah, Illuminati. Yes, I like this ring light. Actually, it has a lot of color features on it. I got it from Walmart. It's a clip-on ring light. It doesn't make me feel like I'm like with the light on, if you know what I mean. And that's the only color that this is like the color that they use over the casket. And maybe that sounds morbid, but the other colors make me look like something very scary. So I stick with the casket color. I stick with the casket color. Now, what I don't like from my viewpoint is that the messages like keep disappearing. The only mood I'm trying to set is a peaceful, calm mood. That's it. Pain is starting to go away somewhat. Yeah, but I don't like the fact that the messages disappear. If I don't touch the screen, then it's like they disappear. I guess that's good and that's bad, but it means I have to keep touching the screen, and that means I don't often get to. I always have to pay attention to the fact whether or not they're moving or not. Now that box is stuck on the screen. Interesting. Interesting. Mm-hmm. 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 I belong to you. Mhm. How do I get this to disappear? Now that won't disappear. Oh no. Oh no. Abba. Oh no, that won't go away. Now this won't go away. Yeah, that's not weird. It's okay. It's okay. It's all right. It's okay. Dun, 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 dun. Just be and have faith. Do, 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 do. Mm, 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 mm. Mm, 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 mm. Just be. What was that? What was there? All right, trying to figure that out, and it's not gonna go away. I want it to go away, but it's not going away. Poverty is leaving. Depression is leaving. Da, 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 da. What's the temperature outside? 70 degrees, not bad. 70 degrees in Florida. 2:14 a.m. Pain woke me up about 12:20. I've been up like 2 hours. 2 hours in pain. And I'm just starting to feel comfortable again. I took 1,000 milligrams of Tylenol, which is two caplets. And it took all of this time before I could feel comfortable. Whew. Oh no. I had that happen before. That sucks. Actually, my dentist made my crown come off because they anchored my crown. Oh, wow. You weren't feeling any signs of it doing anything prior to that sneeze? But anyway, my dentist anchored my partial on my crown, which I was thinking to myself, that was not a smart thing to do. Not smart at all. Like how in the world would you even think to anchor a partial on a crown? Why? And I didn't even think anything of it until it broke. But anyway, I've gotten a new crown since that crown. Roger, buenos noches. How are you doing? Buenos noches. But sometimes those sneezes could be powerful. They could be very powerful. Very powerful. Buenos noches. Jimmy, what are you doing up at 2:15 a.m. in the morning? Now, one thing I know about this horizontal format, I can see the timestamp on here. I can't see the timestamp. At least I don't think so. I don't think I see the timestamp in the other mode, vertical mode. Yeah, I know. It's 2:15 a.m. because I'm looking at the timestamp. I've been in pain for like about the last 2 hours, Jimmy. That's why I'm up. So I decided to go live. Yeah, but why would the dentist do that? It doesn't even make sense because unless there's absolutely no other choice, I think it got to be a setup for you to break that crown to come back and get another one. Yeah. I don't know. It's crazy. Just unnecessary money because you know that stuff. I don't care if you have insurance or not. It still comes out the pocket real deep. Really deep. The next go around, I'm just going to take all the teeth out. Ain't nobody got time for that. Is that what it is, Jimmy? You know, I used to struggle with that in the earlier part of my new singleness, but I understand what you're saying very well. I understand very well what you're saying. Yeah, it does help you to be focused on God more for sure. Yep. There's a song that says, late in the midnight hour, God's going to turn it around. He's going to work in my favor. Yeah. Yeah, when I first got divorced, I was, nighttime was a struggle. Getting back used to being by myself, alone in the bedroom or alone in the room. I hear you. I hear you. Yeah, it was an adjustment. It definitely was an adjustment. A physical, emotional, a mental adjustment. All right, this position is not working and my shoulder is screaming at me. It's screaming at me, like screaming loud. Oh. Whew. This is not what I need right now. Whew. The pain is real, Jimmy. You don't want to do this. You don't want to do this kind of thing. You don't. It's real. And I am not taking that oxycodone for many reasons. I just don't want to. It doesn't make it go away. You have to take a lot of oxycodone too, because even if you take oxycodone, you still feel pain. So I'd rather keep it on the mild side of pain pills. Why don't you think about building friendship? Because you said something that was very important in your live today. That sometimes, what did you say? You said that basically you were saying you have to learn how to talk to people where they are. And sometimes you can't act like you know all things or feel like you're always preaching to people, which is something that you don't want to do. And that's something I always do my best never to do. I never consider myself a preacher anyway, but sometimes we over Bible people or we over church people, and that can run people away. You don't want to do that. My thing is, I believe in trying to build friendships if possible. Sometimes it's not possible, but depending on who it is, it's generally it's possible. I'll just say that. I feel like generally it's possible. Yeah. And then building those friendships, because if you're reflecting the character of Christ, that's the greatest witness is that when your character is not reflecting the character of Christ. So I feel like the best witness is when your character is reflecting the character of Christ. Yeah. As you're meeting these new women. And sometimes it's not for us to be thinking that we're supposed to build people's faith. If you think about it, faith is a choice. These are my beliefs, of course. In my opinion, is not policy, but faith is a choice. We choose to have faith. Just because you have faith and you're sharing with that person, your choice to have faith is not their choice. So it still goes back to that person making that choice to have faith or to develop their faith. You know what I mean? Yeah. So that's a deep one. You got to think about that. I mean, from my viewpoint, that's a loaded statement, what you just made. A very loaded statement. I'm not saying that you can't help people build their faith. I'm not saying that, but if you really think about it, it boils down to being a personal choice, a personal decision. Yeah, that's just my opinion, and I'm sticking to it. Hand and foot. Oh, Illuminati. I had a surgery on Monday. I had two surgeries this week. My back hurts because I had a cyst on my back that I decided to take out. That was the first appointment that was scheduled. I knew I was doing the surgery on my shoulder, but when I scheduled them, it didn't dawn on me until after I had plugged it into my calendar that I literally plugged them back to back, literally back to back. But dermatology surgery is considered minor, shoulder surgery is considered major. So I figured, okay, I can do this. Figure I can do this. It's just very uncomfortable because my back is sore. My back is hurting. Actually, I need my mom to look at it, but I'm trying to wait till she wakes up. Because I didn't pull the bandage off before I went to bed last night, and I'm supposed to pull it off and put the ointment on there, and I didn't do that before I fell asleep. And now it's kind of irritated very much too. It's irritated. Yeah, cyst or something. For some reason, they seem to want to grow on me. I had one on my foot years ago. That was the first one I had. I had that one removed. And like I've learned, surgeries don't make things better because my foot still bothers me, and that was years ago. years ago, and it definitely still hurts. And actually, I'm getting another cyst, which was always a possibility. They said, and now I'm getting a cyst that's growing below where the other one was. So I'm like, I'm not even trying to worry about it. I've been using black castor oil because black castor oil is supposed to shrink it. So I'm going to see if that natural remedy works because I don't want to really cut my foot again. I already cut it. I don't want to cut it again. I had it aspirated. I'm talking about my foot. This surgery on my foot was many, many moons ago. I had it aspirated twice, but I guess it's what you call pop, but the correct term is aspiration, aspirated. It came back. I did it twice. They go in, they poke it, they squeeze all that stuff out of there, and they inject it with this stuff that's supposed to hopefully shrink it. That didn't work. I did it twice. That didn't work. And then I just decided just to take the whole thing out of my foot. And my messages keep disappearing in this mode. And Jimmy, what do you keep doing? Every time you, what are you doing with the membership, Jimmy? Help me understand. You can do it monthly. I guess that's what it is. It's a month to month thing. Because you did that earlier and it popped up and it kind of scared me. And now I see you doing it again. It's not funny, Jimmy. Like, what is it that you're doing? Or is it a way of saying that it's re-announcing? Like, but thank you again. But it's like it kind of scares. It's got it just in my view, it just like pops up across the screen. But yeah, thank you though. Is that why I got surgery? No, my shoulder is not my foot. Killuminati. I need to work on those perks. I post content to the members that I don't post to everybody, and I need to do better about that. But I actually need to go back in and actually don't join. Like I told somebody else, don't join until I get it right. But I got two willing soldiers that are in there with me. That's just Jazzy and uh and Jimmy Quick. But yeah, the whole idea is to post content that other people don't see. That's like one of the main like things, and then you have other things that are available for members that are not available to everybody else. It's just kind of like a little bait thing, just to create revenue and curiosity and whatever. Yeah. So I'm still working on that, and I need to go back in and revise it. The thing about it is, I need to revise it now because from what I've learned, when I revise it, it's going to cancel your membership. That's why I was hesitant to do it. And I was saying I need to decide how I'm actually going to do it and what I'm going to really put in there. Because right now, if you really look at it, I think all of the levels have the same thing, which means I need to go in and edit it and make all of the levels different. But right now, actually, all of the levels are very similar, which is not beneficial to me. But anyway, I'm going to figure it out. Right now, it's not priority, but I'm going to figure it out. Yeah. Because actually, what I'm going to need to do is shut it down and redo it. Because the way how it is, I can't adjust it without shutting it down and starting it back up. So yeah, that's where that is. A learning process. Gotta wipe your face, excuse me. It's a learning process that I'm still trying to work. Get your special. Yeah, for those people that like those kind of things. Yeah, there are three levels. I don't know how many I can create, but I definitely need to adjust what's available in each level. That part I need to correct because after I did it, I realized that if I'm not mistaken, they were all saying the same thing. They just had a different price. Yeah, so I need to lessen what the first level says and add and add. How you go from like small, medium, large, or whatever the case may be. You don't want to have the same thing in every level. That doesn't make sense. So I'll fix it. I thought I was gonna get on my laptop this week, but pain has been my friend, so pain has been winning. I didn't even get on my laptop this week, but I will. Okay. Yeah, but all of it is a growing process. Just like you said, like just even with getting subscribers or getting whatever, because you have to meet all these thresholds before you even get paid. So it's a work in progress. And I'm just living YouTube nonchalantly. I don't see it as my job, and I don't work like it's my job. I just do what I normally do. So some people actually are trying to like make it their like job. I don't know, maybe I should switch the attitude up, but right now I just, do what I do. Yeah, that's what works for me. I think when you start trying to do all this other stuff, I'm not saying that you can't do other stuff, but that's a normal thing that you normally do. So to me, it's like the easiest way to have content. And then like you're, to me, we don't realize how our life can impact people from them just watching. Because even just watching you today, I learned a lot. Now I have a different viewpoint on rats. You know what I mean? I have a whole different viewpoint on rats. Just one example, you know. And just seeing how people are just making choices and the choices that you are making, it sparks thoughts in the brain. Sometimes you think that your life is whatever, but then someone is actually learning something from what you're doing. Yeah. The one thing that always gets me, and I notice that I do it too, is that sometimes people make comments because they don't understand what they're seeing. Every now and then I try to help explain it, but then I realize I don't need to explain my life. It is what it is. I mean, you're seeing it. It's up to you to understand what you're seeing. It's not for me to always explain to you what you're seeing, if you know what I mean. That's where it comes to a place where people have to be open to accept people and their differences. Because I don't think I'll ever have a pet rat. I don't think so. But you find it something, like you said, a good thing, you know? Cheers. But I have thought about getting a guinea pig, though. But then I got scared. I've never touched one. Or like a hamster. I've never touched one. All of those things are kind of like in the rat family. They're rodents. What do you call them? Varmints? Whatever they are. Yeah. I've thought about that, but I've never ventured to get one. I go to the pet section when I go to the hardware store and I just look at them, but I'm not like, no, I don't think I can get one. I don't think I can get one. I'd probably be screaming. Well, I'm glad my singing, like this lady that this lady, what's her name? Juanita Bynum. She says, what does she say? How she describes her singing. She doesn't feel like she's a singer, but she realizes that her singing has helped people through the years. She records. I don't know if you've ever heard of her. She's a preacher or whatever in Georgia. But yeah, her voice helped me. The reason why I'm saying it is when I was going through that very dark season, there's a song that she sings that the song that she sings that says, I don't mind waiting. I don't mind waiting on the Lord. And I used to play that song. At one time I couldn't play it, but then when I got to a place where I could hear that song, and I would play that song again and again and again. Yeah. Might want to listen to that song one day. You check it out. Juanita Bynum. I don't mind waiting on the Lord. Yeah. Yep. That's what we got to do sometimes. Yeah, guinea pigs, but they ate their babies. I've seen other animals that do that. They'll eat their babies. Actually, I did that one time. I saved something I was singing and then I put it. I did it once, but honestly, I don't remember what I did. And then when I tried to do it again, I couldn't remember. But I saved a part of a song that is on my YouTube channel, and then I added it as my own audio. Yeah, I've done that before. Yeah, but I got to do better. I'm supposed to be working with this guy that is going to record with me, but he's so busy. And then somebody told me about this other guy that's in the city where I work, so I might check them out because the guy that plays for us at church, he's very busy, and I mean, I'm sure money talks, if I start to put the money on the table, that's different. But I just casually talk to him because I'm not ready to really say go in the studio. And like he keeps saying, like, what specifically am I gonna do? So that's the part that I need to really decide. But behind the scenes, I've been trying to write some stuff. Yeah, I've been trying to work on this song. I need to get back to finishing it up. I record it and I put it unlisted on YouTube, so you can't see it, but it's actually on my YouTube channel. Whenever I think of bits and pieces, I record it and just save it on my YouTube channel. So yeah. That's what that is. Those things happen behind the scenes that you guys don't see one of these days. Yeah, you were telling me about that, something about writing songs, and you were telling me those songs that people are doing now, those mushy songs that are making people cry. I remember you told me to sing you some whatever you could create a song out of whatever. But I just haven't ventured to do that. You should do that. You should advertise. Talking about me, you should advertise that because a lot of people are doing that now, and I'm sure that could create revenue for you. That could be a job. A lot of people would probably like that because I see a lot of those videos popping up where people have those customized songs. Yep, it's a way to brag that I'm your best friend. Yeah, I felt honored when you guys decided to take the membership. As simple as it may be, yeah. I was in community with this other social media person that I follow, and some of the people that have been following some people for a long time, when I tell you those people are like vicious. If you just say anything anyway kind of funny in the comments, it's like they come for you like snakes with axes. And I was like, let me delete my comment. I'm like, these people are merciless over here. Like they're merciless. Some people take this social media stuff to a level that could be like whoa, like I just made a simple comment, like give me a break. Like it wasn't even a bad comment. I didn't think it was a bad comment. And then they started to tell me how obviously I don't watch the content. I don't know what I'm talking about because I don't watch the videos. And in my mind, I'm thinking maybe you're watching too many of the videos. Like I was like, for my peace of mind, I said, let me delete my comment because I was just getting so many responses to my humble little comment. Of course, I don't watch every video on that person's channel. Who's got that kind of time? Especially people that post like a lot in one day. I can see if you post like once a day or twice a week, but if you're posting like, I don't know, 40 things in one day, like, no, I'm not going to watch all that in one day. No, I'm sorry. No, not sorry, but yeah. But those people are coming for me, boy. Yeah. But there's some subscribers or followers, depending on what platform you on, that they don't play about the people that they follow. And like, yeah, there's a type of family that gets generated. There's some people I follow faithfully too because their content motivates me in some way that I need in my life. So yeah, but I'm not gonna attack other people in the comments, whether politely or not politely, about a person that I don't really know. You know what I mean? I guess they're like YouTube groupies or Facebook or Instagram or whatever, all these other things. I guess they're groupies. I don't know. But I just thought it was interesting. Very interesting. I deleted my comment because I was like, I just couldn't handle the unnecessary comments coming back from strangers from around the world telling me that I need to basically watch their content or I would know or something like that. Like, how you know I'm not a first time scroller by? I mean, you don't know. You just coming at me with, comments. So I was like, let me delete that out of here before I get beside myself listening to these random strangers with their opinions. All right, guys. Morning prayer time is at 7 a.m. in the morning. Whew. I think I can breathe now, but I couldn't breathe. I was up. What's that thing? I was like walking around the walls of Jericho. I had to get up and walk, and I had to let my arm out of the sling. I was trying to do everything possible. I tell you, I was in so much pain. I thought I was going to wake my mom up, but if she did hear me, she didn't come out. She just let me struggle. Oh, boy, I tell you, boy, it was hurting bad, so bad, real bad. But I made it through. Like there's a song that says, "I made it out. I made it out all right." Yeah. And I said to myself, I was praying. I was like, I don't need that to happen again, Lord. But yep, here I am again. It happened again tonight. The pain was real last night, and then this is night two with it. I'm like, they told me it'll be 2 weeks of bad pain, and I'm not ready. I'm not ready. Whew. And I caught myself being more obedient to the doctor's orders today. I didn't try to hold nothing in my hand. I don't care how light it was. Only thing I held was probably like a piece of paper or something like that, but nothing that was like this or anything, even like this. So it was, whew, I don't know. I want to go to church, but I don't think I can go to church yet because I keep having to move around so much and I can't really sit up, you know, and I can't lean back because my back. So I don't think I'm going to service today. At least I don't think I am. I might. I don't know. If I do, it'll be uncomfortable. I said I was going to take my beach chair because if I try to sit on the regular pew or the chair, it's not going to work. I'll see how that goes. Might not be a good idea because if I go, I'm going to probably come back because I can't drive, so then somebody would have to take me back. Or I should say I shouldn't drive. That's the correct way to express that. I'm not supposed to drive right now. And it's not safe just for me and anybody else on the way. Yeah. Getting back to sleep is the question. Getting back to sleep is the question. I'm thinking about having this horizontal view as well as the camera is over here. And I notice a lot of times when people are using their phone in the horizontal view to record, you got to remember that the camera is here. That's one thing that you definitely have to stay focused on. I think I better go back on the recliner part of the couch. Yeah, pick a side. One of those couches that have like the lazy boy effect. I feel better when I sit up and lean back as opposed to trying to lay down. because it's challenging. And then Mocha tries to follow me. That's why I got back in my bed because I want to keep Mocha in her own bed because she's so spoiled. But she's tired, and then she wasn't feeling good yesterday. Something had her not feeling good, so I guess she's resting. Hopefully, that's what she's doing. Oh, okay. All right. Good night, Jimmy. You rest up too. I made it out. I made it out all right. Yeah. Post Op Chronicles. I like watching people cook because I don't really like cooking. Let me take that back. I do like cooking, but I like watching people cook. It's motivational. Ow. One thing that's too where they gave me that nerve block injection. It was like right in here somewhere. And I was trying to look for the hole, but I couldn't really find the hole. But that anesthesiologist, she stuck me after she made me all sedated, like, because I kept asking her, was I going to be awake? And she told me I'll be sedated, but obviously I was sedated to the point where I don't remember when she stuck me, but she was sticking me right here. They use that ultrasound thing to make sure they're sticking you in your nerve or whatever. Yeah, and that soreness is like painful too. And that right in here, the whole idea of the fact that she stuck me with those drugs right here. So now I'm up in pain. Shoulder's hurting. I'm trying to numb it with this ice. technically supposed to keep on your ice like 15 to 20 minutes, but it's just been on here because I just can't take it off. Trying to freeze my shoulder, which is good and it's bad. It's actually not too cold because I have on, this has a layer, and then I have on my sleeping gown, so my skin is protected from the cold, so it's not like I'm getting frostbite or anything. But yeah, I just let it stay on there so it can stay numb. What's your reason for being up? For me, I'm up because in my time zone it's like 2 something in the morning, almost 3 o'clock in the morning, 2:51 a.m. Maybe you're waking up in another country, I don't know, but for me, I'm in Florida and I can't sleep because I'm in pain. So I'm up documenting my journey. I'm feeling better now, but a few hours ago it was a horrible situation unfolding. Anyway, until we meet again, more love, more joy, more peace. Bye for now. Bye.